Hi everybody, Dr. Diane, your Lyme and mold and chronic illness expert here, talking today about supplements for chronic fatigue. The thing I hate the most is when people go online and they type in supplements for chronic fatigue or supplements for weight loss, and then they order the supplements that just come up. So I'm going to give you some ideas of supplements that I use. However, what is going to make a difference of whether or not they work for you is related to the root cause of your chronic fatigue. So go back to that video that I released a few days ago about new lab tests for chronic fatigue, where I talk about chronic fatigue and labs to think about and reference ranges. Also consider joining my group program where we go through this and more, because I'm going to give you this information because I want you to have it. But again, I'll give you an example. B vitamins are great for chronic fatigue. If you do not need B vitamins because you are not B vitamin deficient, meaning your chronic fatigue is coming from something else, taking more B vitamins is just going to make your urine expensive, right? You're just going to basically pee them out. And if you get more than you need of certain B vitamins like B6, you might even get some numbness and tingling in your extremities. So while B vitamins help a lot of people with fatigue, they only work if you actually have a level of deficiency. Your body only needs so much of them to function, and beyond a certain threshold, they're not going to do a whole lot other than you're going to pee them out and your urine's going to become more expensive. But some basic things to think about are B vitamins, vitamin D, DHEA, and adrenal adaptogen support, which can contain something like adrenal glandular, which will have a little bit of cortisol in it. Remember, cortisol, as I talk about on this channel, is a stress hormone, and so too much is bad, but oftentimes with fatigue, we have too little, also bad. So an adrenal glandular is going to have cortisol, several other types of herbs that are going to make our brain function better. So these are things like adrenal complexes, for example. So those can work really well. We also want to make sure we're thinking about things like vitamin D, vitamin C. If we're super inflamed, that can cause chronic fatigue. So we want to make sure we have enough vitamin C to make a difference with that. CoQ10 and our mitochondria, the mitochondria of our cells, which are those energy producing parts of our body, of our cells. Mitochondria support to make that part of our cell that produces energy work better is a combination of oftentimes CoQ10, carnitine, alpha lipoic acid, and N-acetylcysteine. That 4-pack is an amazing combination for the mitochondria. So that's, as you can see here, this is just like an intro level of supplements. But again, this is going to work only if you're deficient in these things. So what I really suggest you do is go back and watch that video on lab testing and on some of the missing lab testing, where I also tell you to give you access to how to find out if your labs are actually an optimal value, optimal reference range or not. We want to definitely look at that and consider that as a huge part of what we're doing here. So that is it for this video. Please do keep your questions coming. Remember, you can always sign up for my next masterclass, which is live, which is an ability to answer all your questions in a live Q&A form. You can find information about that in the show notes. February of 2024, we are talking about fatigue here, but we do switch topics every couple months. So just make sure you check that link below and see what the topic of the month is. But regardless of the topic of the month, you're always welcome to show up and ask your questions. A lot of times the way I've been running these master classes is, hey, show up. It's your turn, put you in the hot seat. Tell me a few of your symptoms. Tell me what labs you've had run. I will tell you what labs you're not thinking about to get to the root cause. So I love doing these hot seats. They're super fun. It's a way for you to get in the hot seat and get some, kind of rapid fire ideas of some of the things that are just like super obvious to me, because I've been doing this for 15 years. And super obvious to me about what you're missing that oftentimes people are just not thinking about. And so when you fire your situation at me as far as rapid fire your symptoms and the labs you've done, 99.9% of the time I can identify some major missing links and get you headed in the right direction. So I hope you check that out, and I will see you guys soon.